Well, hi everyone. Okay, so for 2 minutes it takes for the notifications to go out. So how many times should I say hi?
3.
Fill up that 2 minutes. Oh, this is Doug.
Hello.
Doug actually
Hello.
on his, we're keeping our, we call this SD,
Yep.
social distancing. All right, we need a measure to see if
I've got my aura
we see-
around me.
Okay, yeah. So he's part of our AV crew here at Answers and Genesis, and there's a lot that has to go on and has to be maintained on a daily basis, actually.
Yes. Yep.
And for all our staff and to enable them to be able to even work from home and all
Right.
that's going on is very complicated.
Yep.
But anyway, okay, so you're joining us, so that's great. This is a very unique opportunity for you. We're actually going to do a tour of the Answer Center down the Arc. It's a 2,500 seat conference center, and we actually have 3 levels, and we're going to show you all 3 levels. This is the main level, seats 2,500 people, and we've had 2,500 people in here. Right now, we have 2. We need to open this place again. We need to get all these people in here. But anyway, we're going to show you some of the inner workings of this, and then we're going to do a separate Facebook Live on showing you how our big LED screen works. Doug's going to do that for us. How big is the LED screen, Doug?
It's 70 feet wide by 22 feet tall.
And we are only using 10% of the brightness.
Correct. Yep.
Only
it's set at
10% of the brightness. How about that? And one of our staff, Mike actually, has done some programming here so that it looks 3-dimensional, and yet we've got our screens there on the side, and we can set that up in various ways. We'll show people some of the different screens there. But let's go up on stage just to show you the stage area. So I've got to make sure I find my security card. Where is that? In here. We'll go up this way, actually. Okay. And then we'll make sure that, I know we've wiped all these clean. There we go.
There's sanitation wipes everywhere.
All right. This is actually the lift that brings chairs up here, or when we have groups, when we have props and things to come up. This lift, maybe we can have a sort of look over the top there and sort of see down into there. It's a big lift that comes up from the lower level.
Yeah, we can hold quite a bit of props and AV equipment on that lift.
And then this is a model of a dinosaur bone, cast of a dinosaur bone, that Buddy Davis and I use in one of our programs. And then we come in here. I wonder if you can turn the lights on in here, Doug, in this particular area. This is a pretty high-tech. There's all sorts of servers up on the mezzanine and all sorts of equipment here that runs this entire place. This is just a little bit of it here that we can see. And so this is actually where I come up and wait before I go out to speak or announce to speak in the wings here of the stage. And what sort of board is that, Doug?
So this is a CL5. It's made by Yamaha. This is one of our digital mixers we have in the Answer Center.
How many digital mixtures we have altogether?
We have 3 altogether. We've got 2 that are clones. This is CL5 here for Monitor World, and then we've got another CL5 for front of house. And we have a CL1 that's up in the video production room that we can look at later on. But if we have a concert or something like that, we have a monitor engineer that comes along. They can use this desk to control all the monitors and floor wedges and everything up on stage.
So this is the stage. You can see the size of the stage here. And we have various lights and so on. This is the LED screen, 70 foot by 22 feet. We're going to have a special program just on that screen and look at the little LED lights that are on there and the panels. And Doug's going to explain all the technical stuff to us. We'll take you behind the screen even and show them behind there. This is our stage. You see here the monitors that we have for when we speak, so we can see what's up on the screen. And over on the other side here, we actually have an elevator for handicapped people to be able to get up on the stage. And we also have a piano here. Look at that. Yep. So we do all sorts of fun things here. And you can see out there the area where the people sit. And then up above is the mezzanine. We're going to take you up on the mezzanine, actually. A lot of offices up there. We have a really unique conference room. I have an office and conference room that's the most unique in the world. We're going to see that. So there's all sorts of other things that happen here. I didn't even understand all the equipment up here, Doug, but
Yeah, there's a lot has to do with electric up here. So we've got 2 company switches that were installed so outside groups can come in if they have extra lighting they want to throw in. We've maxed out a lot of what we've got internally on our electrics, but they can bring extra stuff. So each side of the stage has a company switch just for that. They can bring extra lighting or whatever. The big transformers, a lot of these transformers are dedicated just for the LED wall. If you look over here, we've got a couple racks on the wall. One is for lighting, and one is for more audio-related components, so we can plug in extra floor monitors.
and then we have here an elevator. This is an elevator for handicapped people. So if we need handicapped people
Yep.
To be able to get up onto the stage, we can do that, wheelchair access and things like that. So let's go for a walk down and show them the little AV area downstairs, and then we'll show them the one upstairs as well. So
Yeah, the stage, a lot of people ask how big our stage is, and they're kind of surprised to find out it's 80 feet wide by 34 feet deep from the very front of the stage.
80 feet wide by 34 feet deep.
Yep, the opening. Yep.
Okay. So I'll go down these stairs here and keep my SD.
Oh, yeah, let me slow down. They should have a walking 3-second rule, like when you drive a car, you stay behind.
1 and 2 and
The
3.
faster you walk, the farther away.
Let's go down and have a quick look at AV down here. And you can see cameras. Now you can move this platform to the back of the building,
Yep, it's all portable.
or move it closer, or move it wherever you want.
Yeah, so we've
Really.
got floor pockets scattered in the floor that kind of gives us strategic locations we can set the equipment up at.
Okay, so
So we got
Cool.
a couple of our staff here. We got Caitlin Jenkins, which is the art supervisor for AV, and then we've got Rick Mendenhall in there. Rick's one of the project guys. He takes care of a lot of the programming and everything. So they're going to help us out.
so what do you have here? Just quick summary.
So what we've got is we got these 3 portable desks. The first one you're looking at is going to be for lighting. So we've got an ETC console running our ETC lighting system. And so we can do a lot of crazy things with lighting fixtures. We got moving fixtures, color changers, we got gobos in a lot of the fixtures. So everything can be controlled from here. The second desk we've got is kind of our graphics video desk, if you want to call it that. So we have a E2, which is kind of our main wall processor. We've got a computer that's running Green Hippo, which is a computer that will create graphics for us, different backgrounds. And we got 2 computers here that run ProPresenter. We can also run PowerPoint if we'd like. But all that goes into a router up in the brain. And
we'll show them the brain here
Yep.
in a minute too.
Yep, and then the last desk that you're looking at now, that is actually the front of house audio desk. So that's one of the other CL5s that we've got. So if somebody's sitting here, they can run the monitors as well from back here,
Right.
but if it's a big concert, a lot of times it's required to have a second front of house
And we have some
or a second monitor.
have some cameras up there.
Yep, this is our camera platform, which is completely isolated from the front of house, so it doesn't shake as people walk around on the front of house
So
area.
let me give people a quick look out here. So we have 2 sort of lobbies, if you like.
Yep.
There's the middle lobby and then the main lobby. And in the middle lobby here, we have restrooms on each side, and then we have the elevators that go down to the lower level, which is not open yet, and also up to the mezzanine, which is only for staff up there. And then as we come out to the outer lobby, this is an area where we have the various items for sale. So we have fair trade material, we have lots of ARC items, of course, and even museum. And then we have a food area here, grab and go food area where they make hot sandwiches and salads and even We make our own potato chips there with a special potato chip machine. Great to show you that one of these days and show you how it works. And then a lot of our books, of course, and curricula. This has a big emphasis in books and curricula. We have a coffee shop here. We have guest services down there as well. And the buses drop off out the front here. That's where people come to be dropped off. So that sort of gives you a bit of an overview of this main floor. Let's run up to the mezzanine.
Okay.
And I tell you what, we can go up down this way, right down here.
Yeah, it's nice having this two separated lobbies, because if we have a big event inside the Answer Center, we can kind of parcel it off so the people going to a conference can come out here. If they have nursing mothers or crying babies or something like that, they can come out here and...
So I wanted, exactly. And we have these monitors working so they can, you know, if there's children, they can come out and sort of play around here with their parents while they watch on the screens here. This particular wall here, for God is not unjust so as to overlook your work and the love you have shown him as you have served his people and continue to serve them. And these are the auditorium and section sponsors, the row sponsors, the seat sponsors, and of course we had others as well who donated towards this very beautiful facility, very complex facility. So we're going to go upstairs. We'll walk upstairs. We could go up in the elevator, but we're going to go upstairs. I need the exercise. Okay, seeing as we can't do our normal day routines, I'll get some exercise walking up these steps.
And these stairs, they're not open to the public. This is all for staff. So this is very behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is very behind the scenes because public don't get to come up on these at all. I'll let Doug open up here. So we'll come out here. Ignore the mess right here, right now.
We have an office getting finished up.
Yeah, there's an office that's getting finished up there. So I'll get this door here. All right. Okay, so now we're looking down on the auditorium from the mezzanine and give you an idea. We'll just do some of the effects that we can do with lighting and the screen, just to give you a bit of a look at that.
Yeah, these lighting fixtures that we have in here, we can basically do any color that we want. We have moving fixtures and rotating gobos that are
So
already
can we do, seeing as God said after the flood, the rainbow
a rainbow?
was a sign, it was to be a sign of a covenant between God and man and God and the animals. There'll never be another global flood again. Can we do a rainbow in here?
Yeah, can you guys go ahead and trigger the rainbow? We can actually program every single house light to be individually controlled. And we can do any color with any fixture we'd like. So a lot of people are pretty amazed by these. So we actually have these same fixtures in both of the lobbies as well.
So we can do this sort of thing in both lobbies?
Yep.
That's amazing. All right, lead the way, Doug, and
Okay.
let's go to, how
Go
about
to
this
the
room
brain?
here? What do you
Yep.
call this, the brain?
We call that the brain. So we'll go get some lights on in there. It's a little tight. But this is kind of the inner workings of the Answer Center. So there's a lot of equipment in here. And we'll just go through, and we can open up some of these doors so you can see kind of what we've got here. So just so you get a reference of things, the first couple racks here are strictly for video production. So this is a patch panel for fiber, but every bit of this is for the video production side, and we'll go into the video production office here pretty soon, and you can see what happens in there. This also is for video production, so we got an Ultrix video router, which is part of our Ross switcher, and that's an industry standard across the board. Any of the sporting venues that you see, they're using the same switchers. So from this point on, now you get into the live front of house lighting, video wall, audio, all that. This rack right here is nothing but amplifiers. And these amplifiers are what are driving the sound in our front of house speakers. And we've got L-acoustic speakers. They're phenomenal speakers. And you can see them when the lights are on. They hang from the stage, and we've got subwoofers underneath the stage. The stage is made out of concrete, and there's a pocket for them. And so we've got, I think, 12 subwoofers in there, very large subwoofers. So when we go a little farther in here, this is where we start getting into the QSYS audio processing and computers for Pro presenters. So the computers that were actually downstairs in the front of house booth are actually housed up here. So everything is done remotely, which is very handy. We can remote into those. We don't have to haul those around if we move everything. And this is the brains behind the video wall. So we'll get into that in the another segment. And then right here, this is all lighting. So when you look at the house lights, these 4 units here are actually what's doing the processing for the house lights.
You know, I'm glad I don't have to run this. I'm glad I know nothing about it. In fact, I know less than nothing after just hearing Doug right then.
It's very complex, and it took a lot of people to make this work. So a lot of months of design work and engineering, and we got Mike Prather up here. So
oh, look, they're doing all sorts of funny things on the screen back there while we're up here.
Yep. We can do pretty much anything. We've got Mike. He's created a lot of the graphics that we use, a lot. So if you come in here and watch a program or one of the concerts, the majority of the backgrounds were Mike Prather's creation. So, and in some of this moving type of things like that, it's in the Green Hippo. But this is our video production room, and so we can have an audio engineer here for the video production audio, independent completely from what's happening in the front of house area. We got our video switcher here. We got preview and program monitors that are up here. And usually if an event was going on, each one of these inputs, you'd have camera inputs, computer inputs from the stage, from the front of house, and everything would show up here. But because there's nothing going on, it's all black. And we got streaming systems set up over here. So anytime we're streaming a conference or whatever, that is happening from this location. We got 3 or 4 people that will sit here and do their work while the events are going on. So it takes a lot of people to do these events, and a lot of preparation.
Yeah, and unfortunately right now it's just sitting here, not being used, just people maintaining the systems.
Right.
That's all. So, okay, let's go around here, and that's the elevator that comes up.
Yep.
But let's go into this as an executive office, and actually, okay, so it's my office at the Arc, and it's also a conference room at the same time. And so I want to show you this. This is the most unique office in the entire world, and I'll tell you why. No other office in the world has a window behind the desk that shows you Noah's Ark. Look at that beautiful day. Do you realize on a day like today, we would have thousands of people here. Thousands.
You know, I don't think Noah would have had an office like this to look at his ark.
Isn't it a gorgeous view? What a unique view. You see the zip line over there. That's the beginning of the zip line course. And then you see the Ark. You can see Zara's restaurant back there, our village market area. The new VR building for the virtual reality experience that was under construction there, and we're still hoping that'll all be open in July. And normally there'd be people sitting out here everywhere. On a beautiful day like today, people would so love this. It just breaks my heart that we can't have this place open. And some of our designers somehow got hold of this piece of wood in some special deal, and so they turned it into our conference table. I think it's tiger wood is what they call it. But I'm not sure how they got it, but came by it by some certain circumstance, and
yep, all made in-house.
We were able to, and we made the table in-house. Yeah, it was all made in-house. So let's go out the door here, and you know we could go down further. There's more offices down further and so on, but we won't go down there. Let's just go downstairs and show you the lower level.
So we want to go down the elevator to the basement?
We can just walk down the stairs. Exercise.
Yeah. Oh, right.
we got to do exercise. And of course, we've had housekeepers come through and totally disinfect this place more than once, many times. And that's true of the whole ark, the playground, everything outside. I mean, they have saturated everything.
If you get too close to them, they'll mist you down.
I think all our facilities at the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum could be used as operating theatres. That's how clean they are. So we come down these stairs to the lower level, and then I'm going to tell you a sad story, okay? To me, it's very sad. But anyway, God's in control. So down here on the lower level, so this lower level was actually going to consist of 12 workshop spaces, a lab over here, more restrooms, and a studio over there for doing interviews and production for our AV team. And we were donated the money to finish all this, but because of the coronavirus situation and we had to close all the facilities, we actually had to call the donors and ask if they'd be prepared to redesignate the funds so they weren't in a restricted fund, and they put in writing they'll agree to do that so that we could maintain our organisation. And even though a lot of staff have had to be furloughed in a sense, because we're not operating, I don't know when we'll ever get to finish this now. We're just going to have to pray to the Lord for a miracle for this. It'll just have to sit here like this until someone comes in and says, hey, we'll help you finish it.
Yep.
But that's the sad part of it. We have a wonderful green room down here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And maybe you could go and open the green room for us, Doug, and
yeah, the nice thing is
if
at
there's
least
any staff member in there or something, they could move away for the moment. We hardly have any staff here at all, but so we come down here and show you the green room real quickly. So this is, when we have groups coming, I'm going to show you some interesting autographs on the wall in here. So as we come in here to the green room, this is the kitchen area where, the various musical groups and others that come, speakers, and that's where they can have their food. And then as we come into this area here, we have restrooms and showers in behind here, and then we have changing rooms in here. And so people can, for instance, you can see there's a changing room in there. We've got a couple of changing rooms, restrooms in behind those doors, and showers for people. And then they can watch on the screen what's happening up in the Answer Centre. And then let me just take you out here and show you. Interesting wall. These are autographs of, well, I'd say famous people and musical groups. For instance, there's a lot of signatures here from the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. We can see up here, the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. We have the Collingsworths. You can see Kim's Collingsworth. She's actually signed there. Bill Collingsworth up here. See the Collingsworth family have signed this. Legacy 5, if any of you have heard of Legacy 5, they're over here. Kristen Getty. Ken Ham up here. Oh yeah, Keith and Kristen Getty, where are they?
They're over
here. There they are. Keith and Kristen Getty. So we have the artists that come here to sign this wall, and there'll be more and more of these because we only just started that not that long ago. But it's a reminder that we do all sorts of programs here at the Answer Centre. So let's go back.
I like your coronavirus door opening technique.
You like that? Yeah. So we have a warehouse in behind here that stocks materials for our gift stores, bookstores down here. And then that's the elevator that goes upstairs. So we run you quickly back down here. And again, please pray that the Lord will allow us to finish this one day. I mean, we thought this would all be up and operational by October, but obviously God's in control, and so the plans we have are not the plans that always happen.
The nice thing is
and that's
now-
fine because I know God's in control. So even though it's heart-wrenching from a human perspective, it's God's in control, right?
Yep. Yeah. And the nice thing is it's got all the design
It's all
pretty much
done.
completed.
Yeah,
So
the design and the permitting is all done. This was going to be another lab to teach kids. These were going to be workshop rooms for kids and adults that we could do here during the day. With that, let me see where we're going to end up over here.
yeah, there'll also be a big kitchen down here as well.
Oh yeah, a big kitchen for producing food, for catering, for the Answer Centre, for dinners, and we've had some dinners in there. And just again, a reminder to people that you can order anything online right now and get 20% off using our promo code Matthew6. And we're doing Facebook Live programs at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. on weekdays. 10 a.m., science experiments for kids. 3 p.m., an animal encounter for kids. 12 p.m., a presentation live from Legacy Hall at the Creation Museum. And 7 p.m., a special behind-the-scenes tour. Now, on weekends, we're doing 3 o'clock on Saturday, and that's a special program for kids and families. And this, we do them in all sorts of different things, like going to a local bakery and fun things for kids. And then on Saturday nights and Sunday nights, I'm doing a session with Dr. Nathaniel Jensen on his genetics and history and culture and populations. Fascinating stuff. So with that, you know what? We'll stop right here as you look at the unfinished lower level. Maybe in years to come, people will say, and we'll tour the unfinished level.
Or less than years.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully one day we'll look back on this and say, wow, look what happened, and yet look what God has done.
Yeah.
So right now it's all just been suspended, and which is pretty sad. So with that, pray for us, and thanks for joining us for our special behind-the-scenes tour at the Answer Centre.